Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Maloa lele. Thank you for the invitation to speak to you today, even if it's from afar. I'd like to acknowledge the Financial Services Council, Te Ara Ahunga Ora Retirement Commission, and all of your partners here today for your commitment to making an impactful change in women's financial confidence and well-being. This is such important work that will make a difference to women, their families and communities. We all know that across the board it is crucial to work together to make changes happen, and we certainly all have a role to play. International Women's Day is a great time to pause, take stock and celebrate all of our amazing wahine in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and the progress we have made in so many areas. It's also important today to acknowledge where we need to do better to ensure women and girls are afforded every opportunity to thrive and reach their full potential. We made some fantastic progress last year, and I'm looking forward to building on this in 2023. My priorities as Minister for Women reflect where further work is needed, including around economic empowerment, safety and leadership. I will touch on some of these streams of work today. As you know, I launched Te Mahere Whai Mahi Wahine Women's Employment Action Plan in June last year, which sets out a range of actions designed to address employment barriers and improve outcomes for women. The actions outlined in the plan form crucial parts of the government's overall employment strategy that will also support better outcomes for women, including those who are more vulnerable in the labour market. It always bears repeating that improving women's employment quality, access and experiences does generate lifetime and intergenerational benefits for women, their children, their family, whānau, hapu and iwi. The plan outlines the immediate, medium and long-term actions needed to support women to find work and stay in work in a changing labour market. It provides actions on pay transparency, pay equity and improving pay, implementing fair pay agreements, closing gender and ethnic pay gaps, access to driver licences, childcare and digital connectivity. These actions will have positive impacts on all groups of women. The Ministry for Women will continue to play a vital role in monitoring the implementation of the plan, as well as leading actions in a number of areas. Improving the financial well-being of women can make a big difference to families and communities. And that is why the work that you are all contributing to is so important. Indeed, we know women have different experiences in the world of work than men, which can put them at an economic disadvantage. As highlighted by the Retirement Commission, the retirement saving gap reflects the combined impact of gender and ethnic pay gaps, time out of paid work due to motherhood or study breaks, and the higher percentage of women working part-time. This is why addressing the gender pay gap is such an important area of focus. There is still a persistent gap in pay between men and women. The August 2022 gender pay gap is 9.2% overall. While this gap has been closing over the last 20 years, it has started stagnating. This figure is also much higher for Māori, Pacific and Asian women and women with disabilities who face intersectional discrimination. The gender pay gap places women at an economic disadvantage and contributes to reduced lifetime earnings for women. This is something I am concerned about. Until this pay gap is at zero, there is always more work to be done. That is why equal pay and pay equity are government priorities. These two work programs are part of the Women's Employment Action Plan. The Gender Pay Task Force was established in 2018 to implement the first public service Gender Pay Action Plan and to support state sector agencies to progress pay equity claims. In 2021, the task force was divided into the Equal Pay Task Force and the Pay Equity Task Force to recognise the increased work program in both areas. Implementing pay transparency is one of the key actions women identified during the development of the Women's Employment Action Plan. A lack of pay transparency can mask pay disparities that may be discriminatory. Pay transparency would encourage employers to find out whether gender and ethnic pay issues exist and to address them. This is why I and my ministerial colleague Priyanka Radhakrishnan have asked officials for advice on what an approach could look like in Aotearoa. The National Advisory Council on the Employment of Women, or as it is informally known, NACU, has been appointed as the advisory group for pay transparency and will be engaging with their partners to ensure a wide range of views are heard as advice is developed. And I'm also pleased to note that the Ministry and MB are preparing an upcoming Future of Work tripartite forum, which will focus on women's employment. This forum is a partnership between the Government, Business New Zealand and the New Zealand Council of Trade Unions. It aims to support New Zealand businesses and workers to meet the challenges presented in a rapidly changing world of work. The forum does meet a few times a year, with each meeting focusing on a particular theme. I'm looking forward to chairing this upcoming meeting, which will bring opportunities to work together to develop solutions. Topics for the forum are still being confirmed, but it is likely that it will focus on pay transparency and access to childcare. We know that these are both important elements in supporting women's employment opportunities. These are just some of our key areas of work, but as you all know, there is more to do. It will be a busy year ahead and also a really exciting one as we continue to make progress across a number of areas affecting the well-being of women and girls in Aotearoa. I thank you for your support and expertise in this important area of work, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event today. And happy International Women's Day to you all. Ngā mihi. Thank you.